Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, so we're up to 50% engagement. Um, Here's what we're going to do. Let me walk you through. So let's do this. Um, let's do this. All right, so this is our social media mastermind class. We have this class every Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. We never miss a Thursday. We have this class every Thursday, EXP World, here in the Productivity Center. All right, so these are some tips. I'm going to walk you through some tips to get the most out of this training, out of this meeting. And do me a favor, if you do me a favor and please mute unless we're doing like an open Q&A section. So I see like James, you have your device open. Please mute your device so it doesn't disturb others. All right, so I like to give thanks and accolades to whoever is having me. So special thank you to EXP World, EXP Realty. Here's a tip, right? To get the most out of this training and any trainings, I want you to take advantage of screenshots. So on your device, if you should be using a computer if you're here in EXP World, but there is a key on your keyboard that says print screen. Take as many screenshots and use that print screen feature as much as you can. The recording says slide. So typically when I do, like when I'm doing a presentation or a speaker has like a longer presentation, we offer you a way to get the slides. This is not really relevant to this class. That's not relevant either. What we're going to do today is, again, as stated, I need engagement in our class. So we need at least 50% engagement to move on to like the next section or the next moment. So do me a favor. We're going to test that out right now. We have 29 users in the chat. So that means I'm going to ask you a question and I need at least 50% engagement to move on. So are you ready to move on? Type yes in the chat. I need at least 15 people in order for us to move on. I want to encourage engagement and participation. Okay, perfect. I really appreciate that. We hit over 50%. So 2 more points. EXP University. Take advantage of all of the training here. Today we have a special guest, Aaron Foster. And again, like I said, I don't just do one training. I find the trainings that I like and that kind of fit my personality, and I attend those trainings consistently. Aaron's training is one of those trainings. He teaches the digital marketing mastermind, so I encourage you to attend his class in addition to this class. If you want to have some digital strategy, social media strategy, etc., etc. And something that I don't see us take advantage of enough here as agents within EXP, they give us an entire marketing center that we can use. There's a ton of content in there that we can use for our business. Add our personality in there, and we can dominate the game. We just have to tap into the EXP Marketing Center. So don't forget about the EXP Marketing Center. Again, this is our social media mastermind class, and we have this class every Thursday. This is the structure. This is the structure and the format that we have in this class. This is what it looks like. Week 1, we do Facebook and Facebook marketing. I'm typically teaching around Facebook when we do week 1. Week 2, we have a special guest who's also an EXP agent. Her name is Paula Ponte. Paula Ponte comes in and teaches us about Instagram, just about anything around Instagram. Then week 3, we try to switch it up and have a special guest or some kind of expert come in. And this is week 3 for this month. So Aaron's going to teach us how to create a content calendar for social media marketing. So that's what this week is. And then week 4 is YouTube. And anytime we get a week 5, we do an open questions and answers or open workshop. So we kind of get 2 opportunities to do to give you a wild card, right? All right. So this is just a little bit of housekeeping. So we have what we're trying to do here, I'm part of the One EXP content team. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to build our social media presence externally. So we got a lot of activity and a lot of things going on in our workplace, but we want to make a movement outside of EXP too. So we're trying to build a group outside, and I need your help. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link in the chat, and I want everybody to join that group. That's a group where we're calling it Authentic Real Estate Agents. And we're trying to build a brand and help agents get out there and share their authentic selves so they can gain more business. So I want to post that link in the chat for you to have access to. Join that group. And if you're interested in being interviewed and on our video podcast, just reach out to me and we can get you on there. It's free marketing, and I'm offering it here to the students that participate in this class first. So help us grow. We want to reach more people. I just post a link to that in the chat. Join that group. Join that Facebook group. Now, next, I want to kind of prepare your mind for marketing, right? So I want to set proper expectations. And the ironic part about this, like I just added this to my slides. Aaron, you're going to appreciate this because I got it from you. I got this from Aaron. in one of his digital marketing masterminds. He was teaching, and so I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask everybody a question, and I need engagement. I need engagement. And that the question I have for you is, who here got married on a first date? Type in the chat. If you got married on a first date, type yes. If not, type no. See a lot of no's, which I should expect. I hope nobody's out here getting married on a first date. All right, one more question. Who here is willing to get married on a first date? Type yes or no. Perfect. So I'm glad we have a bunch of no's. Perfect. And think about, so here's the thing. We're in business, and I want you to think about your marketing and your content strategy the same way. Don't expect people to do business on the first try. You got to build that relationship. Build that relationship in order to get business with people. This is the largest financial transactions of their lives in real estate. So don't expect them to do business with you on the first try. You got to warm them up, and you got to build that relationship. Okay. All right. So let's get into the content. This is the content calendar matrix. And Aaron is going to walk us through how to create a content calendar for our business so we can create content around social media. We can schedule what we need to schedule, and we can get over that confusion of creating content. So Aaron, I really appreciate you. I'm excited. And Aaron, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to, when you're teaching and instructing us, I'm going to try to write it down, but I'm also going to try to digitize that format. So I'm going to try to get it in a digital format. And I know that you do have a digital format, but I want to try to build something and, see if we can give these agents something to leave with. So if you want to do this, I encourage you to get ready, get your computer ready or get your pen and paper ready so you can do this. This is a workshop. Be ready to work. I love my workshop classes because you leave with something fulfilling, something that you can actually apply into your business. So I'm going to walk through, I'm going to try to create mine on paper, on pen and paper, and I'm also going to do digital. And my offer for you, right, is if you want mine, I think I'm going to do a screen share. And if you want my digital format, all you have to do is leave me honest feedback about the class, and I'll give you my digital format of the content matrix towards the end. All right. So with that being said, I'm excited. Let's get started on the content matrix by Aaron Foster. Aaron, the floor is yours. Aaron, can you hear me?
He's
I
typing.
can't hear anything.
We can't hear you, Aaron. Let's try to pop out and pop back in. All right, Aaron will be back. We are having some technical issues, right? Hurry up and wait. So let's give it a couple minutes and he'll pop back in here and let's be excited. Here's the thing. This is a workshop, right? So what I want you to do as participants in the class right now live is I want you to make sure, while Aaron is doing what he's doing, make sure you get yourself a blank paper and a pen so you can be ready to take notes and write what you need to write. And I love the engagement in the chat box. But be ready. Let's be ready to work. This is a workshop, so we're going to do some work today. Let's see. All right, while we're waiting for that, right? All of my EXP agents, we got 42 people here in the class, right? Type in your what market do you serve? Type your market in so maybe we can exchange some referrals. Tell me what market you all serve. Daytona, Houston, Los Angeles. Indianapolis, Georgia, South Carolina, Georgia, Buffalo, Hamilton, San Diego, and Villages. We got Donald. Donald in the house. Sacramento. All right, perfect. And I think Aaron is here. I think he's
We are here.
okay. Perfect. Aaron, you all ready?
It
This is
was a
that Mac.
perfect day for my it was a
This that
perfect day
PC.
for my external USB thing to go out. So that's why. So
It's that computer you
fortunately,
use. It's that Mac. You know, you got to leave those apples
no,
alone.
this was a non-Mac product. I actually plug it in directly to the Mac. Thank goodness I don't have to use my webcam because I unplugged the webcam to put the microphone in. So we're ready to rock and roll.
All
So
good.
all
Exciting,
right.
Aaron. Happy to have you. And while you walk us through this, I'm going to do some writing and then I'm going to try to see if I can turn it digital as, as I stated. So I'm excited. The floor is
Yeah.
yours.
Yeah, so we actually have you know what I'm going to do for y'all is we actually have it. I have created it already into a downloadable product for you guys. Not product. Who am I talking, fibbing. But anyway, I have it as a downloadable for you guys. So if you guys want to
Make
while
them
we are
work for it.
talking here,
Make them work for it.
there we go. There we
There you
go. There
go.
we go. There's a link right there. If you guys want to go there, just put your name and email address in real quick, and it will email you out a copy of the worksheet. So you don't have to see. Before we did this, we had to actually just write it all down, but we got a little fancy now. It's a little fancier. So we have the worksheet there for you, so you can download it all by yourself, and you can have it. And most importantly, when you need it to be able to scribble and stuff on, you can do it. All right, so if you want to do that real quick, check your email and stuff like that, and we'll get going. Actually, I forgot to pull something off my printer. 1 second. Okay. So while you guys are all downloading that and things like that, I know that a bunch of you guys that are in this class here today have been into my class. I teach a digital marketing mastermind on Wednesdays in EXP University Conference Hall 1 at 11 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon on the East Coast. And I've been doing it for about 2 years, so a little bit more than Jerome has been doing, but he's also been doing this class about just as long as well. And I've gotten to know him. And one day I came up and came up and taught this whole idea about the content marketing matrix. And quite honestly, it just because somebody was talking about, content marketing, and I've, learned this concept a long time ago. It's something I still use today. Not as hardcore as what I'm going to teach you today, but it gives you a good starting point. And it allows you to basically build out your content marketing in such a short amount of time, which is what everybody wants to do, obviously. So I taught that class. Everybody was blown away by it. Like I said, Jerome was there that day. And ever since then, I've had people request that same class again, as well as they've also requested, they get kind of the FOMO that they weren't there that one day that I taught it. So Jerome had asked me to come back and teach it, and I'll teach it. Like I said, I also have the download for you guys. You should be getting it in your email here soon and shortly, and then we can go through it as far as that goes. Also on the step 2 on the thank you page, there is the ability to like us on Facebook. Also join our Facebook group. We have a free Facebook community where you can hang out with other real estate agents, talk digital marketing, video marketing, all different types of things. So that's all there. So, all right. So it looks like here, Mia, Jake, George, Heather. Not Tony. We know this isn't Tony. This is Cindy. So we got a bunch of you guys that are getting it right there in your email box right now. So that's awesome. So anyway, so I decided I'm going to come back and teach this. The concept is powerful enough that I've created, like I said, that downloadable worksheet for you guys. I'm also going to, in the next couple weeks, I'm also going to finish out the training that I've been building for it, and I'll send that out to you guys also free of charge type deal. I wanted to do it this week, but my kid went back to school last week, and I was so happy. I was like, I can get all this stuff done. Well, she came home Monday with a double ear infection. So this week hasn't gotten anything anything done as much as I wanted to. Amber, I got the email, but there's nothing attached to it. There should be a link that says download it. Download it here with a link that says download it or something like that. If you for some reason don't have that, let me know or send me a private message here in the chat. Okay, so let's see here. Digital mayors. Okay, so anyway, so I taught it once and then they wanted it again, and now all of a sudden I met new friends like Cindy out in Colorado and other people that I've seen here before that want to learn about it and I haven't taught it again. So I decided, hey, I'll come and teach it at Jerome's. I'll actually just turn it into a downloadable product for people to be able to download it, and and then we can, then that way I can pass it over for somebody. Okay, well, hold on. Well, that's good. Sweet. Did anybody else not get the link? I don't know what. Oh, yeah. Thanks, Amber. All right.
So we'll create it. We'll just create it.
Oh, so it didn't. Okay. I didn't get it downloaded and I did the steps. Okay. Yeah, but Cindy, did you get the actual link? Okay, no link in yours. It must have not saved. All right, guys, there's a link directly to it. Okay. So yeah, there's a link directly to it if you guys want it. You guys can all thank Amber later and buy her lots of Starbucks for solving that problem for me. So, because it didn't say download it here where it should have said download it here. So, everybody go ahead and send referrals. Okay, you're not into Starbucks. My bad. All right, cool. All right, so with that being said, we're going to talk about the referral. Sorry, not referral. Now you have me on referral about content marketing as far as that goes. And part of it too is you're going to probably say, I can hear the questions that are going to come out from people. You're going to say a couple different things. You're going to say something like, well, you don't know my market. Well, I'm not on Facebook. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm not on LinkedIn or Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm not on XYZ. I'm on this. I don't do anything but blog. This is still going to work. Regardless of what platform you're on, this is going to work still, regardless, okay? So, if you want to follow along with this, I'm going to explain it all, step it out, that type of deal. I'm going to show you guys how to get this done in 10 minutes. And, if you guys are okay with it, this doesn't take a whole lot of time to explain. You guys will have some questions after that, whatever. This won't take a whole lot of time to explain. So if you want to, if you put it in the chat box, if you want to, I'm more willing to stay afterwards. And I know we have till 2:00, but I also know that we don't quite have to leave right away. So we can talk digital marketing. We can talk about community building. We can talk about marketing, all that other type of stuff. If you guys want to after this, because this won't take me more than probably 20-30 minutes to explain, even answer your questions, and we'll have time to get some of that stuff. So if you want that, put heck yeah in the chat, or yes, or whatever, or no, I want to leave right at 1:45.
Put heck yeah in the chat, and we need at least 50% engagement. How's that? Oh, I guess they don't want it. They don't want it, Aaron.
Yeah.
It's moving up. All right, there we go.
All right, perfect. Sorry about that. Having all kinds of audio issues today. Now my speakers were turned down, so I couldn't hear you guys. So anyway, we're going to talk about the monthly content planner, monthly content marketing matrix, stuff like that. Content. By the way, how many of you guys have a content marketing plan or strategy you're doing right now? Anybody have a content marketing plan strategy you're doing right now? No. Oh, you do. Okay. For those of you that actually have a content marketing strategy you're doing, how often are you posting via that strategy? Are you doing once a week, twice a week, 5 times a week, 7 times a week? What are you doing?
I post every day, but I don't have like a plan.
Yeah. You just go on. You're one of those guys that goes on Facebook and says, oh my gosh, birds are out chirping and it's beautiful weather today, and insert name of city
Yes.
right here, right?
Yes.
No rhyme or reason. Yeah, yeah. And that's most people. Most people that say they have a plan, they don't really have a plan. It's just like, hey, I need to post 3 times a week on Facebook so I get seen. They don't actually have a strategic plan or a rhyme or reason behind how they do it. Okay. How many of you post? How many of you that have content marketing plans, or how many that do content, have the content marketing strategy that sucks, which is I talk about real estate all the time? Be honest, be 100% authentic and transparent and honest. Who does that sucky marketing plan? Where just say, I do nothing but talk about real estate. Congratulations, Dina. Awesome. Joe, congratulations on the sucky marketing plan. I mean, content marketing plan. Yeah. Yeah. Here's the problem with that is what you're going to find is if you follow that marketing plan of talking nothing but real estate, A, it's going to turn people off, and B, you're not going to get much engagement. Okay. You're going to get far, yeah. So who does that? Selena, can you hop on the microphone?
I'm here.
Okay. So you said you do that sucky marketing plan, of talking nothing but real estate. What platform are you doing that on? Is it on Facebook or what?
Guilty, yes. So
Good. Hey, at least we're being honest.
No, it's cool. My Facebook, I'm active. I switch it up. Personal,
Okay.
Real estate, all that. But my Instagram, I notice I suck at that. Like I'm literally just pumping out nothing but real estate, and I don't get a lot of action on my Instagram.
Oh, really? Weird. I could have guessed that. The reason is it's not engageable. So it's not something people want to engage with. Do you think they want to engage with, here's how the market's doing, or hey, if you're looking to buy or sell a house, call me, or hey, here's five tips on how to pre-qualify for a mortgage? No. Do they care about seeing a funny video of you or your kids or pets or whatever, or hilarious this, that, whatever, or like you baking a cake or whatever, something like that? Do you think that would be more engaging?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm saying when we start talking about some of this stuff, figure out a way to make it more non-real estate or more engaging and less real estate. Okay? Because that's going to be important, because people don't feel like they can connect with you or have a reason to connect with you if they don't have that kind of common ground. And by you just poaching the whole real estate topic all the time, unless they're the lucky 1 or 2% of all people that are looking to buy or sell right now, they're not going to do anything with it. Okay, so then they have no reason to connect with you. They have no reason to comment. They're not going to comment, hey Selena, I love the fact that mortgage rates are at all-time low. Thank goodness we bought our house 5 years ago and we're not looking to buy or sell right now. They're not going to do that. But if you put like a funny kid video or dog video, or you doing something, or doing Facebook Live, you baking a cake or whatever, that's way more engaging, because they're like, oh man, that's a great recipe. I love that recipe. Can you post that recipe? Boom, I can engage you. Guess what? I can even slide in your DMs and send you that recipe. And hey, by the way, as we're talking, then they'll say, hey, how's the real estate market right now? Oh, it's really good. Stuff like that. Yeah, you know what? I think I have a friend that's that just got a job relocation. Oh, okay. We love to help you with your referrals. You see how that's way more natural than coming at it with a real estate spin. The whole, hey, this is real estate. Let me shove my real estate down your throat. And it's like, people don't want that. So you use, the great analogy / book that sums this up very well is Gary Vaynerchuk's book called, Jab, Jab, Right Hook. You want to make sure you are jabbing a lot, so 80-90% before you right hook. So the jab is the whole fun, I'll give you. The right hook is, I'm going to come in and I'm going to actually ask you to buy or sell with me, or do you know anybody looking to list, or this or that, whatever. Do you need my help? Okay, so jab, right hook. Think about it that way. 70-80% of your stuff needs to be fun, community focused, engaging type of content. The 10 to maybe 20% should be the ask. So it should be the whole, hey, we're having a home, first time home buyer seminar. You know anybody that we could invite? Hey, are you looking to buy or sell? Hey, rates are low. Hey, here's your market update. That type of stuff. Okay. So that's the type of stuff I would really focus on. And I think you're going to see a spike in your engagement if you do start doing stuff like that and less stuff of your real estate on all your platforms, not one or the other, but all your platforms. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that.
No problem. I mean, because honestly, people would rather see you do dance videos on TikTok than say, do you know what the mortgage rates are this week, kids? So that's just, you just got to kind of go with the flow. So yeah. Hey, James, you know what? You can do your organic tea review. Your organic tea reviews will do a whole lot more than you get spouting off real estate information to the people. So that's the type of stuff you can do. I mean, look at Dave Portnoy. Does anybody know what Dave Portnoy does?
No, I can't say
No.
I do.
Does anybody know who Dave Portnoy is from Barstool Sports? No, you guys don't? Man. Yep. Misogynistic rants. Well, yeah, you got that. You got that, Jared. You got that partially right. But man, all he does, he does sometimes talk about sports and trading and stuff like that. But most of the stuff he does like pizza reviews. He does like cookie reviews. He does like also the rants and stuff like that. But he does stuff that has not very little to do what he really does on a day-to-day basis, and he fills that in around with his other stuff. So he's amassed a humongous following, sold the company for millions, and like I said, he does some of that stuff. And those pizza reviews that he does, I guarantee you get way more engagement on them than any of his sports gambling or his whatchamacallit, the sports gambling or the trade picks and stuff like that. So just signed up Jake Paul. There you go, Jared. So yeah, and that's even like say Jake Paul, guys like that are on YouTube. Do you think if they shoved down education and literacy down your throat, you'd watch the videos? No, a lot of the time these reality stars are famous is because they have engaging content, like funny pranks, tricks, hilarious stuff, whatever. That's what engages the audience. You've got to do something very similar with your real estate, because real estate is boring. If you make it fun, you're going to be different than every other agent that's pushing down boring crap down people's throats, and that's what people will remember, and that's why they'll call you. Okay? So yeah. Okay, let's get going on with the Matrix. The Matrix. Does everybody have it printed out that wants to print it out, or is anybody running into the laser ink store? Or sorry, the inkjet store to get your printer cartridge refilled right now, or is everybody good to go? Everybody put yes, no if you're good to go. Anybody we need to wait on to finish printing anything off? Okay, ready. Perfect. Oh, Woolsey gives me a thumbs up. There we go. Let's go. Okay, so basically what the content with the monthly with the content matrix planner is and does for you is it breaks down your month into 5 kind of categories. Okay, so you're gonna have and Christine just go ahead and scribble all over a bench piece of paper, and you can recreate it as we go as well. Just look at it and you can recreate it if you don't have a printer right now. Okay, so we go around 5 categories, and each week we're going to touch on one single category, which is connection, character, coaching, conversion, and creation. Okay, now I teach in my digital mayors program where I teach people how to build online communities and convert those into more leads and turn them into sales. Ours are a little bit different just because of the nature of the beast, and us being interacting directly with clients and also wanting to do more conversion type stuff and event type stuff. But this will give you a lot of great ideas on how to get going. So connection, we want to be able to connect with the people that you're engaged with. So we want to be able to connect with your online community. Now again, does this work? This will work on any platform you want. You just might have to tweak it a little bit for whatever platform you're on. But yeah, connection. We're going to have a connection with something we're going to engage with people that people will relate to, and they'll want to, like it, love it, or put their 2 cents in, that type of stuff. Now, connection doesn't mean, throwing out, political or religious rants or things like that, because that's divisive. And some agents get by with it because they're like, hey, I don't want to deal with X, Y, Z, kind of work with those kind of people or whatever. And some people steer away from it. I would recommend you steer away from it, but it's up to your own personal choice. I'll just put that out there. So, yeah. Hey, Will. There you go. See, Woolsey's on it. I'm glad my assistant showed up today. Okay. So, and then the second one, character. This kind of talks about kind of like you, your brokerage, your team, that type of stuff. And that just talks about you as a person. So they get to know you more as a person, your team as a person, that type of stuff. Coaching is more like how you're going to coach along your sellers or your potential buyers or things like that. And conversion is going to be the ask. Okay. And then creation is kind of like what's going on in your world, what's coming up, that type of stuff. So like this is the interesting stuff. Like all this stuff is somewhat real estate related. A bunch of stuff is somewhat real estate related. But at the same time, it's not directly, can I list and sell your house? Are you looking to buy a house today? Like it's more about getting to know you, getting to know your sphere, having fun with them, by doing engaging stuff and things like that. All right. So we're going to go by this week by week, weeks 1 through 4. And we're going to go, basically you can do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday if you want to do, or if you want to do like, spread out over the 7 days, if you want to do that. If you wanted to pick, 2 or 3 of the 5 days, that's fine up to you. Just remember how fast your newsfeed scrolls through on whatever platform you're on. And if you're only like posting like say once a day or once every 3 or 4 days, most likely they're not even going to see it. You're not going to get a whole lot of stuff. Versus if you do it every single day, you're going to find more and more stuff. You're going to connect with more and more people. All right. So week 1 under connection, we're going to talk about discuss. Okay, discuss. Now this is one of my favorite ones. Discuss, because this is where you can put a fun topic out that will create engagement. I'm going to go to one of my friends right now because he's awesome at this, because he always does this about once or twice a week, and some of them get kind of crazy and some of them don't. But let's see here. Where's Brian? There we go. So like common like discuss one that would create engagement inside of your Facebook page or profile or whatever is like does pineapple belong on pizza? Here's one of his. What's the weirdest thing that's happened to you while working at your job? What song hits you with a wave of nostalgia every single time you hear it? And he'll do this once or twice a week. What outdoor activity haven't you tried but you'd like to try? And just stuff like this. Where's one? I'm going to get you one more. What's something that will always be in fashion no matter how much time passes? You're going to get some funny answers. You're going to get some funny answers, some good answers. Most importantly, you're going to get engagement. Sam, no, it's not socks. Socks is not the correct answer of something that will always be in fashion no matter how much time passes. It will be cargo shorts. Mark my words. Cargo shorts are here to stay forever and ever. Man, maybe New Balance, white New Balance shoes. I don't know. So so for you guys, what would be some potential like discussion questions you think you could ask your people? Or ask your whatever platform you're on. Everybody type in some questions you think you could ask based off of that along that line. Dog or cat? Awesome. First car? Fantastic. What's your favorite summer snack? Favorite movies from the 70s? Awesome. What's your favorite meal to cook? Cottage or travel? What's your favorite ice cream? Best holiday food? Yeah, and you know what you can do? Like, Ashley, that's a great idea. Best holiday food is you can start doing like some of your questions that you ask for discussion points can be around like, your best holiday food might be in the month of December, that type of deal. Donald, favorite boy band? Maybe favorite boy band of the 90s. There we go. What's your favorite local restaurant? I would not do that one, Sam. Sam, that's a bad question. And there's no such thing as bad questions, but that's a bad one. And the only reason I say that is because down here a little bit later in the content matrix, you're going to give like local recommendations, and that would be something, instead of like giving the recommendation, you could ask, hey, what's your favorite pizza place? You could switch it around a little bit. So yeah. Yep. Healthy snacks you eat. Perfect. Favorite music. What's your favorite music? What's your favorite song? See, there's so much you can do, and then that's the type of stuff. And how many of you guys think that this type of stuff that I'm talking about right here, just with the first day, how many of you guys think that this is going to be way more engaging than you posting 5 tips to get pre-qualified for a mortgage? Anybody think it won't work? Yeah. Dina, it seems too simple. It is simple. That's why I'm saying, if when we go through this whole matrix, you're going to find out that this isn't really that hard. You literally can fill out this whole entire thing in 10 minutes or less and have your whole month planned. Okay? Okay. So, day 2 might be Tuesday or whatever day you choose. Okay, day 2. Character. Okay, character. So we want to do the origin. So maybe it's something about how you started up, how you got involved in real estate. You know, maybe you're like, hey, you know what? I lost my job during COVID, didn't have anywhere to go, need to create some income, so I decided to get my real estate license. You know, whatever that origin story is, maybe a starting up story, maybe how you got started, that type, some sort of origin story that kind of just brings them back to, hey, we've all been there before. We're starting a brand new career. We're starting a brand new endeavor. You have something that they can connect whatever about, like with maybe their first job or their first big opportunity in entrepreneurship or whatever. So an origin story. Cindy asked, can this help to find a tribe? It could. But I think there's a different content strategy a little bit inside of your tribe than this. This is more about connecting with your audience, but you can use this to kind of weed out your tribe. You're probably gonna use this to engage with potential tribe members, but not necessarily your tribe, if that makes any sense. Yep, Sam, my pain turned into passion. That's a great one. Yeah, people love those kind of redemption stories. And then coaching, ask, maybe ask them a question. Hey, you know what kind of questions did you, when you first started out looking for your first home or whatever, what kind of questions did you have? Ask them a question to get them to extract some content out of them so that then you can create content around what people are looking for. Okay. And then we go to Thursday, conversion. And this is a lead magnet. So the reason I do stuff the way I do stuff is because I want to show you guys, I want to illustrate to you guys. And by the way, Kendra, if you signed up for that list, I'll send out to you in the next week or two the new updated stuff. So
Aaron,
don't worry about it if you're having technical difficulties.
Aaron, you mentioned lead magnet. Could you give us a simple explanation on what that means, please?
Yep. So I was about ready to say, so you guys are somewhat my guinea pigs. Not really. But you're kind of my guinea pigs in the fact that I showed you exactly what a lead magnet was today. I could have come in here, Nate, hold on a second. We got to stop this conversation for a second for Nate. Give me a frowny face. Because Nate...
No, that was just a question.
No, there's no question. Nate, do you pay for Facebook?
No.
Do you pay for Instagram?
No.
Did you pay for my class today?
No.
So how does Facebook and Google like multi-billion-dollar companies?
I think that they leverage all that information they collect about us to advertisers, and in turn sell it in advertising format.
All right, Nate, you get your sticker for the day in the lollipop.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. You are the data. You are the product that they are selling. I've always heard this saying that if something's free, you are the product. They're not doing anything free to be free. Now, I'm teaching this class for free because I hope to, at the end of this, I have nothing to sell you. I just hope to maybe, A, get to know you, and B, maybe have some sort of relationship with you that down the road, maybe we get an opportunity to work together. You know, that's a possibility. Maybe there's no chance of us working together. Maybe you're just like one of the 80% and you're going to quit real estate in the next year. Maybe that's it too. I don't know, but I'm also willing to take a chance on that and put that out there to give. It's, you know, give then receive. And so like that's what it is. So when we talk about lead magnets, stuff like that, it's you are giving something of value to them in return for their information. Maybe it just is their email. Maybe it's their email and name. Maybe it's their email name and phone number. Don't worry, I'm not going to have, you know, cold callers calling you, trying to sell you leads and stuff like that. I don't do that type of stuff. But what I'm saying though is that type of stuff is a lead magnet. Okay, use that as a lead magnet. So with that being said, like I don't actually send out a ton of stuff a lot of times, but I also know like if I do want to send out stuff, I have a connection with you, I have a relationship with you. I'm not just going to go buy a list. You know, I'm not going to go buy a list of cold email addresses because guess what? I have no existing relationship. Those people have no clue who I am, and my conversion is going to be very, very low. So for you, what might be an example of a lead magnet that a real estate agent would put out to their sphere, on their Facebook page or something like that? Anybody have an idea of one?
A home valuation.
Home valuation. That's okay. That's okay. That one's a little bit. Yeah,
salesy.
That one's a little. Yeah,
salesy.
Not necessarily salesy, but either you're going to go through all that work to do a CMA, and they're more nosy than they are about actually interested in selling their home type deal. Or right now, let's say, Jerome, you send it to somebody and they're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what my home's worth. And you come tell them it's like, well, it's $50,000 over what you think it is. Well, that's fantastic. But then you go through the whole motions of, I don't know where I would move, you know? So yeah, it's, I think there's better ways to get that initial one they also know if they do a CMA on the home valuation, it's also going to, that you're probably going to bug them to buy or sell. So, but yeah, that's definitely an opportunity. And I know there are in KV Core some home valuation pages, some other landing pages, stuff like that. VA home loans, to request information, you can do that. Market reports are great. Market reports, special loan programs for business owners. Dina, I'd probably do like special loan programs for homeowners. You know, that might be better unless you're in the commercial space. Zero down programs, awesome. Free seller's guide, awesome. Yep, you could do that. Yeah, what you could do, Jerome, is you could do a two-step. You could do a free seller's guide as step one, and then once you capture their information, you can take them to a page, say, hey, by the way, if you're considering selling, I'd be more than happy to get you a free CMA, blah, blah, just type in your address and I'll follow up, whatever. You could do it as a two-step, and that might actually be better because then you're offering the free information first before you capture like them actually giving the home address type deal. And then you might also be able to test out how much more serious they are as far as selling their home. Free offer like information or book, yeah. Will, the only thing I would caution you on about that, like free offer like information or book, is you got to remember, like I like simple. So like literally, I captured you guys' information with content that I created in no time at all. I didn't write a book for you, okay? So, like a free seller's guide, free buyer's guide, there's lots of them you can buy and white label as yours, that type of deal, put your logo on. But by doing a book, that sometimes will take a little bit longer. So do something that's really simple and easy to do. So you said special loan programs for business owners. So Dina, are you in the commercial market? Oh, you already have the book done? Well, then that's fine. Then offer the free book.
I have a business and I know a lot of business owners.
Okay,
so on the side with my husband, so construction. So I would think that would be appealing.
Yeah, but how does that correlate with your real estate business? Would be my question.
That's it. The business owners, many times, they do, when they do the taxes, they go and, they do a lot of deductions, so their income is income is lower, which does not qualify them for a loan.
Okay. So
The
so
the
that makes
yeah
more
yeah
sense. So
yeah.
what you're talking about is people that like own businesses that need to have like more manual underwriting because like a bank statement loan or something like that.
Bank statement loans, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So then what I would do instead of doing like special loan programs for businesses, that's fine. That's what it was confusing to me. But what I would do is I would do a special report or a guide on how business owners can qualify for special loan programs, even if your bank sheet doesn't show a very good profit at the end of the year or something like that.
That's
How
it.
how to qualify for a home loan, a special home loan, even if your cash flow sheet doesn't show a positive balance at the end of the year, that type of deal. So
Yeah, exactly.
yes, I would put
And
together some sort of
adjusted gross income is pretty low.
Yep.
So before
that's
adjustments, yes.
Yep. So that's what I would do is I'd go after that, set up that stuff as well. Yep. Perfect. Okay. Boom. All right. So let's move on to Friday. So the only thing I would say is test out when we're talking about the conversion column. If you're going to do it 5 days, that's fine. Thursday is fine. If you're going to do a 7-day week, test it out to see if the middle of the week works better or if a weekend works better as far as your engagement on that stuff, because your conversion is going to be the biggest part of it. So in the creation project, like maybe talk about a project you have going on behind the scenes. Maybe it's hey, we're flipping this house and giving an inside peek of the house you're flipping, or whatever projects that you and you're doing or involved in, or your team's doing. Okay, now week 2, we talk about recommendations. Now you can either ask for local recommendations if you want to do so, or you can give a local recommendation. Hey guys, we went to Tom's Pizzeria down the street last night. They just had their grand opening 2 weeks ago, and oh my goodness, the pizza was so darn good. Whatever. Oh hey, now's the time that we start getting a lot of frozen pipes. Here's the plumber we recommend to all of our clients. Reach out. He does a great job. Mention us and receive $25 off, or just give him our name and he'll take great care of you. And type in Bob's Plumbing, tag Bob's Plumbing and say, Bob, we appreciate everything you do for our people, whatever. Sometimes Bob will share that out on his page as well, just as kind of the reciprocity thing. Character. So maybe this is where we come back to you or you and your team and a lesson you've learned along the way. Maybe a lesson that you've learned along the way in real estate or whatever that has helped you in your career with your clients or stuff like that. All right. And then Wednesday in the coaching, we got a mistake. Nobody, I know there's not a single person in here out of 47 people that can name a mistake either their buyers or sellers made prior to closing on a home. Okay, good. I'm glad there was nobody. So maybe point out a buyer's or seller's mistake that was made and how you remedied it, and maybe got the deal closed. Okay, so mistake, conversion, event. So this is we want to always have something to invite people to. So I want to have some sort of event going on, whether that be a monthly basis or a quarterly basis. You shouldn't do anything less than a quarterly basis. Okay, so event. So you need to do an event on a quarterly basis or less. Okay, but Aaron, I live in one of those states where we're locked down and we have to wear masks and we can't leave our houses. And hey, folks, guess what? I just checked the calendar and the date is 2021. We have this little new thing called Zoom that we've all been using for almost 2 years now. Some of us a lot longer than 2 years. And guess what? You can have events still. You can have events. So don't make COVID your excuse, okay? In fact, I've known a bunch of agents that have pivoted during COVID and have crushed it during COVID. Okay, so crush it during COVID by, maybe they're doing, I know one that did an online virtual wine tasting party, for their clients or for their potential clients. I also know one that did a home buyer seminar for not even potential new clients on Zoom. I also knew people that did trivia nights for their clients and potential clients on Zoom. You got to be creative. You got to step out of the box and see, how can I connect with people? Because the more you can connect with people in a non-real estate kind of way, the more they're going to remember you when they, what am I going to say? The more they're going to remember you when it's time to refer, when they have a friend or family member looking to buy or sell, or when they need help in their next transaction. Okay. James, I'm going to have tea parties, then hit them up for real estate. James, you know what? I don't know if you're sarcastic with that or if you're real, but that's a good idea. I had a lady come into my class about, I don't know, a month or two ago. She said, you know what I did, Aaron? I said, what? She goes, I invited like 20 strangers I didn't know, either over to her house or garage or you know, an establishment, whatever. And she goes, I bought all the beer and all the pizza. She goes, I got, out of the 20 people I invited, 20 strangers I invited through this group, she goes, I closed like 2 or 3 deals, and we got to figure out her commission, and her commission was like $12,000 off those 2 deals that she had for beer, just hanging out, beer and pizza, not even talking real estate, talking life with these strangers. And out of the, you know, like I said, she bought, I don't know, a lot of beer and, you know, probably 10 pizzas, you know, 5-10 pizzas, and everybody had a great time. Closed $12,000 commission. I said, well, what do you think about that? She goes, it was fantastic. I said, when's the next one you're gonna do? She goes, I'm doing every single darn month from now on. And that's what she started doing. She's literally started doing beer and pizza parties just to hang out with strangers. You know, yeah. So that's different things you could do. I mean, I'll drink beer and eat pizza for $12,000 a month. I don't know if there's anybody else that would. Woolsey's more of the tea party kind of guy. Yes, Woolsey loves tea parties. I already have tea parties in my Tea of the Month club. Awesome. Yeah, you could do. Honestly, James, so you weren't being sarcastic. I thought you were being sarcastic. But no, what you could do is you could do some tea parties. Not say you could do kind of a tea month party in your head for your potential clients. But you could invite. Your thing could be, you could do a tea club, not a tea club. I wouldn't call it a tea club. Because then I think they may think they're going to get invited back again. But you could do like some sort of tea tasting and invite your potential new clients to that, and just say, I'm going to do it once a month, every single month, and I'm going to invite 20 new people. You know. All right. Let's see here. Boom. Yep. Tanya says exactly. It's all about expanding your sphere. 100%. 100%. Because you got to remember, they're not going to come to you out of the woodwork just to say, I'd like to buy a home with you. Mr. Stranger, I don't know you, but I'd like to buy a home with you. Mr. Stranger, I would really like for you to sell my most valuable asset, and I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can trust you, and I don't even know who you are, and I don't know if you're going to screw me, Mr. Stranger. Like, no, this is the way to break through the trust factor to get that going for you before you ever consider working with one another. You know what, James? Well, you know what, James, and anybody else in this group, I can tell you if you're a decent human being or a piece of crap or crazy as crap if we go down and sit down and have a pizza and beer for an hour or two. And you know what? I'm pretty sure that you could see if I'm crazy or if I'm going to say if I'm going to do what I'm going to say I'm going to do by having beer and pizza with me for an hour or two on a Sunday night or a Tuesday night. You know, that's the whole thing. I mean, Jerome will tell you firsthand. I can tell you if I want to work with you after a 10-minute conversation. I've literally fired people after 10 minutes because they're like, Harry, take my credit card. I want to be in your program. I want to work with you. And I'm like, no, you're crazy. And guess what? My intuition is validated within the next week or two, usually, because of some odd follow-up, some random phone calls I get, some like random emails I get with that stuff.
Kendra, could you please mute your device, please? Kendra.
There we go. I wish there was some way EXP would allow us just to mute and dump people. All right. So So yeah, so that's what I'm saying is like with just a little bit of hanging out, you can tell if people are crazy or not, or if you want to work with them or not. You know, and I hope you guys get to the point in your businesses and in your lives where you're blessed enough to say screw you to people, and I don't want to work with you because I don't need the commission. Because the reality is, and this is where I go off on my rant, the reality is if you take that person because you're desperate for the commission, that person's going to take the slots of 3 different people that potentially could be your ideal clients you love working with, and you can make 3 times the money in the time it took you to get that one commission check because they just slide in there and they screw you. So, absolutely. So, be able to work with the people you want to work with. All right. Yeah, honestly, I would rather make 25% referral fee off of a crazy person than have to work with them. And I also like to refer them out to my frenemies, agents that I want to have to work for their money. I'm not really that person. All right, who am I lying? I am. All right, so Friday creation, week 2. We're on week 2. Interview client. You know, so if you have clients, man, take one time and say, hey, you know what? Interview a client. Now, I'm still going through therapy with this. I'm still seeking out a therapist a couple times a month to deal with this. I personally don't like the testimonials, the agent pat on the backs. Oh, look at me! I closed another house, and oh, look at me! Look how great I am! Look how much my clients are smiling and stuff like that. I have an issue with that. It's just my own internal issue. Part of it is because it seems like for me, I've dealt with a lot of families that are dealing not necessarily with a lot of issues, but are dealing with life issues that I don't want to publicize their life issues just to pat myself on the back. You know, one of the families I've dealt with in the last year or so, you know, they lost everything in a family fire. Like literally they had no beds to move into the house I sold them. So I should probably take a picture of them and pat myself on the back and show everybody that I sold them a $350,000 house. You know, another family, like literally they were a month away from going into pre-foreclosure. Like they literally had to get out and they had to rent. So congratulations. Let me pat myself on the back because, you know, let me pat myself on the back because I saved them from being foreclosed on. You know, just certain circumstances like that, you know, like I don't mind like the whole, you know, like just, you know, maybe a happy picture or whatever. Or one I really like though is, hey guys, we had a great month, whatever, here's the 5 homes we closed or whatever. That's fine. But when you start like interacting, putting people's faces out there and their stories, stuff like that, that's fine. I think what you can do is you can interview clients in a way to say, hey, you know what, how was your experience? You know, how was your move? How do you like your new home? How do you like the area? You know, like stuff like that. You can interview your client and do like kind of a client feature. And like I said, feature one a month, one every couple months, that type deal, through a buyer. So just kind of to more or less is to show people how stress-free and smooth the process is by working with you, if that makes sense. Yeah. Sam says maybe a voice recording. I wouldn't do that. It's 2021 and man alive. The recorded Zoom calls are so much better. Like when you can actually see face to face, it's just make sure you ask them the questions, because when people can see video, it converts so much better than audio or written word. So, okay, so going to week 3. Connection. Maybe talk about tools you use. Okay, maybe it's a tool you might use. Maybe it's a local community. Like one of the tools I would recommend to my community is, hey man, you've got to get our city trash app on your phone, because it literally alerts you every Tuesday night what to put out by the street the next day, because I can't remember what day's trash day, what day's recycle day, and what day's landscapes, debris day. And that might be one of those tools where I would highlight and say, hey, if you have not done yet, get this app for our community or whatever. So highlight a tool. Week 3, highlight your team. Okay, highlight your team. How many of you guys don't have a team? Anybody not have a team? My guess is you're lying.
We all have a team, Mary. We all have a team.
Exactly. Sam, you're on it. You're on it. You were one smart dude. Yeah, no, you all have a team. If you have a transaction coordinator, that's part of your team. If you have a part-time graphic designer that helps you with stuff, that's part of your team. If you have somebody that's, that helps stage your homes, that's part of your team. Okay.
If you have a broker, if you have a brokerage, if you have people that you meet with every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern time, we all have a team. You are not alone.
James, my wife and kid team. You know what? My guess is, your wife or your kid probably helps, put up door hangers or stuff envelopes or do something like that. Everybody has part of a team. So highlight your team of some sort. Now, Woolsey said if you're a part of EXP, that's stretching it a wee bit, but we'll get to that because there's also a place for that as well. So, yep. All right. In the coaching, we go into process. Process might be some sort of process, like, talk about the process of what the process looks like of buying a home, what the process looks like of selling a home. Many sellers are like, I can't believe I just paid you $10,000 and literally within 21 days, you just took my money and ran. Well, no, if I show you what the process is, you're going to have an understanding that I'm working my tail off in the back end behind the curtain to make sure everything runs smoothly. I'm yelling and screaming at title companies or lenders or whatever when you're not seeing it in order to make sure the deal closes on time. So show them the process. So that way they're like, I just gave you $10,000 for nothing. No, actually, I've been doing, step 1 through 175 while you've been packing up your bags. Oh man, that was such a great deal or such a great value, So maybe showcase some of the processes that happen. Conversion. Yeah. So a client feature. So basically one of the conversion things is like, maybe you have a client feature, maybe you offer like free packing supplies if they use you to sell their house or to buy with you or whatever like that. Maybe that's something once a month you're going to feature. Hey guys, if you're looking to move, don't worry about calling up the local grocery store to see if they have any fruit boxes to pack in. We will bring all the packing supplies to your home as our client, blah, blah, whatever. So go ahead and push in and into the whole feature stuff. So what kind of feature you offer to give back? Yeah, Sam says they give back the 20% for heroes. That's another great thing to push as well. Yep. For the heroes. Sweet. Okay, so there we go. Yeah, so if you have a program like Home for Hero type program or something like that you do, that's also another great way to give back and also highlight that as well. Oh, I didn't know it. Sam, you had me all screwed up here. I didn't know that was old Sam Silver from California typing in under his new name.com. That's awesome. Well, welcome back, brother. So, Joe, free moving service. Yes. If you have something like that, that's fine. Yep. Joe, do you offer a free moving service or no?
Yes, in our market, we have teams that can help us with our moving. So we do the payment. Just move the client.
Okay. Yeah. So if you have an agreement, that's fine. Otherwise, a gift card to U-Haul or something like that might be good too if you don't want to deal with that. So yeah, that's a great thing. Will says percentage commission to charity of choice if client's name, if in client name. Will, I will just tell you this: check with your state broker before you do that, because some states are fine with it, some are not okay with it. Because it feels like it's like a RESPA violation kind of, hey, use me and I'll submit a donation in your name, kind of that, something like that. So yeah, I would, okay. Yep, exactly. So talk with your, make sure you're on the good side, because like I said, there are some states and some agencies that will just can you for that. So awesome. And I have no clue what happens in Canada. You guys are kind of your own deal. So that, provide one year home warranty. You could do something like that. I'm not that nice though, because guess what? I want to get paid to do my job and not give my whole commission check away for things. So, Okay, so you've done that with a personal check. Yep. Just make sure how you're advertising it is my guess is how that goes. Okay, so for week 4, we're gonna keep going through this, so we can get to you guys if we have more. Yeah, housewarming gift and welcome mat. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily advertise the client feature being, hey, once you close with us, we give you a gift, because it's like almost all agents do that. So if there's something different, then you can do that. All right, 4, you can do some sort of rant. Again, I wouldn't go with the religious or the political stuff right now, but I would. You could do some sort of rant, like, you know what? I think we need. I think it'd be a real great thing if we, built more batting cages for kids in the community or something like that. Our kids just don't have enough batting cages. So, something like that maybe you can rant about something. You can even be a positive rant. Man, I absolutely love the fact that the new park opened up in south of the town, blah, blah, whatever. So yeah. Oh, sorry. Sneak peek. Yeah, we'll go back to that one. Sorry about that. So yeah, rant. You're just going to rant on something positive or even negative, but keep it so it's not really controversial and you're popular for all the wrong reasons. So do that. We're going to go back. I skipped one. I'm sorry. Sneak peek. Sneak peek is creation. Sneak peek is give them a sneak peek to like something you're working on, something's coming in. Hey guys, guess what? We're coming up, we're going to be pulling off next month or 2 months from now. We just started planning for our special fundraiser that we do for the children's club in town. I just want to let you guys know background. We've secured the hottest entertainment in the area to play, and we're gonna have more details on it next month where you can buy your tickets and support it or whatever. Just give them a sneak peek into something that's happening, kind of happening within your business or within your area. Okay. We did rant. Your brokerage. So Nate, you did the one about, hey, you have 60,000 people on your team. This is one where I would rave about my brokerage. Hey guys, you know what? We have a virtual brokerage. We haven't been affected really by COVID at all because we've been working at home for year or two prior to COVID. So yeah, just brag on your brokerage. Figure out something to do. Brag on your brokerage. Again, coaching, key lesson, very simple. What's a key lesson you've learned, or your clients or sellers have learned, sellers or buyers have learned, that type of deal. And again, conversion, invite them to something. Have something to invite them to on a conversion event. Okay, there's always stuff to invite them to. Man, you just need to have stuff to invite people to, because guess what? If you have something to invite people to, hey guys, I want to invite you to our open house coming up on Sunday afternoon from 1 to 3, blah blah blah, whatever, 1234 Main Street. Again, you have something to invite them to. And that can actually be real estate related in regards to like an open house, because if you have an event like a home buying seminar or beer and pizza or something like that, you do that at the other one. So, and then last one, just interview an influencer, and that might be like the mayor of your city, or maybe a school board president, or maybe one of the big philanthropists in town or whatever, and interview some sort of local influencer too, because that positions you. If you interview the mayor of the town, people will be wondering in the back of their head, that's really cool. Nate, the real estate agent, interviewed the mayor of the town, but who the heck is Nate to think he can interview the mayor of the town? And that just kind of, it kind of boosts your level of notoriety within the town, because you had this interview, and then, you can always run Facebook ads or something like that to that interview or whatever to get more eyeballs on it, especially with somebody of notoriety like that. So that is the content matrix creation in a blast right there. Where did I put? Oh, there we go. I put it there. Now, you might want to say this. Denise, go to that whatever website. Go to digitalmayors.com/CMM. Oh, crud. I hate how like half these keys work in EXP world. Okay, it won't allow me to delete it. Highlight it and delete it. So Denise, if you go to this, or anybody else that came in late, if you go to that and put in your name, email address, phone number, whatever, I'll email you out a copy of it here in the next week or two when I finish creating up the total product, the download and stuff like that. So you might want to say, you might say to yourself, you might be like, well, Aaron, this won't really work because I use LinkedIn or I use Instagram or whatever. The strategy is the same. The media might be different. If you say, well, I'm really kind of a big deal on Instagram, this really wouldn't work. Well, yeah, it would. Instead of like, instead of doing posts about, like, say, a mistake your buyers or sellers have made, or about your team or whatever, just do a quick video, do an image, just redo the content. Maybe you could do a video of some sort, and maybe like you can do email marketing if you do those other types of things. So there's a way to do it. And the other thing too is, how many of you guys, what's everybody's main platform? Is it Facebook, or what's everybody's main platform? Insta, Facebook. Awesome. Yeah. So the other thing I would do too is, like, when we talk about doing some of this stuff, the other thing I would recommend too is, like, when you talk about Facebook, for instance, Facebook, you can have your page, you can have your groups, you can have your profile, and stuff like that. Well, now you can take it, you can put it on, like, say, your Facebook page, but you can share it to your groups, and maybe you'll able to, tear off part of a video and make a reel, not a reel, but a story off of it. You can repurpose that content. Maybe you take one good thing that the mayor said, and you use that as a quote card on Canva, and you use that image to promote in a different way the same interview. So now you have that interview being promoted 2 or 3 different times, or 2 or 3 different ways, all going to that same thing. So you can multiply this and really repurpose that content, not the content, and so you get maximum exposure and things like that. Yeah. So, so you may be able to, like, initially, like, watch the video or podcast or interview, and then edit the video. You could edit it, and then you'll create it for, like, Facebook story. You do the video on Facebook itself. You could write a text about it. You could do a quote caption. You create memes of it. And then you could just, like, put all that stuff all over. So now, instead of, like, one piece of content with the mayor, now you have 5 to 10 different pieces of content as far as that goes. So, yeah, James, that's a good idea. So can you repurpose any video in 7-second video on TikTok and add fun sound to it? You could do that. The only thing I will tell you is if you've ever been in any of my classes on Digital Marketing Mastermind on Wednesdays, is I preach one platform 1 year. Like, I want you to get good at one platform and dominate one platform before you ever think about adding other platforms. Because if you did Facebook right, and really knew how to do it, there's 5 or 6 things you could literally spend all of your time on Facebook alone itself to get the most value out of it.
Keep it simple.
Keep
Kendra.
it simple. That.
Keep it super simple. KISS.
And Kendra, I just sent you a private message as well. That, again, since you missed part of it, you can just put your name and email address in there, and we'll send you out a copy of the training here in the next week or so when I get it finished up. So you can do that. All right. So let's see here. What about using later buffer Hootsuite? Okay, Kendra, awesome. So I have a tool recommendation that I'm going to put in the training with you, and it's brand new. It's called HelloWoofy.com. HelloWoofy.com. They have a lifetime deal right now. There's 3 different packages, like a $49, $69, and $99 package, depending on how many social media accounts you want and this and that, what other functionality you want. But basically, it's something like a Hootsuite that you can schedule all your posts and stuff like that. Right now, because they launched, like, I don't know how long ago. They launched a while ago. But that deal is for a lifetime deal, but it's an annual fee. So instead of paying Hootsuite $75. So I was consulting with a client the other day, and they were paying $75 a month for Hootsuite. Well, guess what? They pay $99 once a year now, and they have not as much functionality, but really good functionality. And they pay that once a year. Like, it saves them, like, I don't remember what it is, like $300, $600 a year or something like that by just doing something like that. So that might be worth it to do and to utilize, because those prices at $49, $69, $99, when they go get rid of that, that's going to be a monthly price. So it's a really good deal right now. So I would check out hellowoofy.com. That's a great one to check out. I've been really pleased with them, and I've been using them now for about a month. They also have some artificial intelligence features that, based off of what you post text-wise, they will suggest emojis and hashtags that are performing best for that text to give you better boost and better exposure. The old AI. There's a lot of really, really cool stuff on AI coming out right now. A lot of cool stuff. And Jerome knows what I'm talking about. So, yeah.
Anybody have any questions? Aaron, Selena put in the chat.
Oh. By the way, Jerome, I won't tell you how long it took me to build that landing page for today. If you know why. Artificial intelligence. It's called robots. Just say it's called robots. Let's just say it was 10 minutes or less. Selena, if I post to my Instagram business page, it will go to my business page automatically. Would it be a good idea to share mine to my personal page on both Instagram or personal Facebook? I mean, you could, but it's not going to be an extra step. But just know that the different types of formats for different platforms. So it may not engage as well on Facebook if it engaged really well on Instagram, and vice versa. So I've seen that too, because people on Facebook for some reason prefer different formats than people on Instagram, and people on LinkedIn prefer LinkedIn formats versus a Facebook or a Instagram format. It's just really weird, and that's why like you hear a lot of these content repurposers say, hey, you can create a podcast interview, but you need to do a 30-second video in this format and in this like six square image and this long form image and this that, and do a quote mark, because it fits what all these platforms are wanting in their own various formats. That makes it easy for people to see and converts best. So that's what that's all about.
Does anybody have any questions or need any clarity on the content matrix?
Yeah, throw all the questions, guys. We still have time. We got about 12 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't know, something like that. We can still keep going. Will says, how many hours a week do you spend on social media? Operating by myself, this is an important question, like me. Will, you know what? I am going to tell you, brother, something you're not going to want to hear. Is I would spend more time engaging on social media than producing content. Okay? Content is important on social media, but I will tell you, if you commit 20 to 30 minutes a day and you do nothing but sit in your news feed and like people's posts or love people's posts or engage on their posts and comment on their posts and things like that, you're going to find out that you have just as good a connection with people, and maybe even better, than posting pieces of content out there all the time and like solely figuring out whatever. Man, I have made hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, just by sitting on social media and commenting on people's stuff. And you'd think, what are you doing? Selling them in the comment section? No. What I'm doing is I'm developing trust factor in their comments. I mean, a few of my best friends that I have right now, it's because I was in the comments, because I constantly commented on their stuff or provided feedback or provided some funny or posted memes and stuff like that. And that's the type of stuff that we had a bond over, we connected over, that we took that offline. We took that to the phone or to Zoom or whatever, and we converted that to a business relationship. In fact, the company that I co-founded with my co-founder, my software company, SavvyHouseHunting.com, that was all started over in the comments section. And it ended up being a relationship. They ended up converting to co-founders that 4.5 years ago, we launched this brand new startup company together. That's right. And Jared says it's the Kathy Ireland effect. It's the same way I got conversations with Kathy Ireland, MC Hammer, and several other celebrities, is because I was engaged with their content and we connected in a way. Boom, either I slid in their DMs or they slid into mine. We had conversations outside of the comment section. I didn't get invited over to her house, but that's the next step. Although that was about 15 years ago. I was hoping for the pool party invite. Didn't quite happen, Jared. Maybe next time. Maybe next time. The long game, yeah. I don't think I'm quite in her comment section anymore. Engage versus producing content. Is your planner not producing content? Yeah, you just have to pick the right kind of content. You have to engage. Honestly, I will tell you, like for what I teach my coaching students for my digital mayors program, is memes. Memes work incredibly well in the local like Facebook groups and stuff like that, especially if they're local memes. Like if you have some crazy local memes of like the traffic in your area or whatever, people love that stuff and they share that stuff all the time. You know, so memes are good. Jerome does dad jokes out the wazoo, and he doesn't do them because he loves them. He does them because they get incredible engagement, even if it's like slapping your knee or something like that. So you just got to figure out what works for you as far as the engagement stuff. And you know, and it's more important to do the stuff that's not real estate related as much as it is to do like just engaging stuff. So one of the things our digital mayors have most success with as well is interviewing local business owners, local restaurant owners, you know, things like that, and helping promote those businesses because indirectly they promote your business. So let's say you go to Tony at Tony's Pizzeria. You're like, Tony, you know what? I'd love to interview you about your pizzeria. It's been around for 25 years, you know, through the, you know, 3 generations of family, whatever. I just love to interview you, feature your business on my page. That's how Tony says, oh, that's no problem. Well, Tony has 50,000 likes on his page. You as the agent that's been in business for 2 years, you have, you know, maybe 197 likes on your page. Do you think doing that interview with Tony and then sharing it to your page of 200, maybe run a little bit of Facebook ads behind it, and then asking Tony, hey, Tony, how'd you like the interview? I loved it. Hey, could you do me a favor and share it on your page so your people can say, oh, absolutely, I'd do it. No problem at all. Well, he shares it on his page of 50,000 people in your town. Do you think you're going to get some likes from those 50,000 people that have seen it to your page that has 197 people on? Absolutely. You know? That's the type of stuff you want. That's the type of stuff people want to watch. A 20-minute interview with Tony and from Tony's Pizzeria and how he survived COVID with takeout and to-go margaritas. Then they want to watch you talk about how to buy a house as a first-time home buyer on a Facebook Live. Sorry, but it's the truth. So
that's how we separate ourselves from the Zillows out there too, right, Aaron?
Absolutely. They're a data company. They could give 2 craps less about Tony's Pizzeria. You know, they're just they're just a data company. So absolutely, Sam. I mean, believe me, Zillow I've known Sam for a couple years now. Zillow cannot do what Sam's doing in his community and having the impact that he has in his community. Where did that quote go that I had the other day? Something like, it had a picture of a robotic dog, and it's like, if this is a kind of transactions you do, and then, like Zillow, you're going to be out of business soon. But if this is the kind of transaction you do, and it had like, a mother hugging a son, like if this is the kind of transactions you do, like relational transactions, you're going to be in business for a long time. So absolutely. James asks, question. So post once a day in these areas you cover 5 days a week, though? You could do that. You could post multiple times a day. You could take, like I said, you could take that one topic for the day, make a post about it, then maybe make a quick video about it. And maybe, you could do several things on one thing, or take a quote out of that video and use a quote card, The other thing, too, you can do, James, don't tell anybody the secret I'm telling you right now, but the other thing you can do is you can actually set this up, especially I think in Hello Woofy, I know you can, but you can set these up as categories. And so let's say the story of Tony's Pizzeria, you can set that up into like Hello Woofy. So you say, hey, I want you to republish something from this, say, content folder every week on Thursdays or whatever. And so if you get enough content in there, all of a sudden Tony's Pizzeria is going to be plugged in there, once or twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. The reality is most people won't either A, see the video the first time, and B, remember it anyway. So you're not having to do double or triple the amount of work. You're actually having to do like a half amount of work throughout the year, because you can reutilize that content. Now, they might remember the Tony's Pizzeria interview, but they sure as heck aren't going to remember the whole, here's a seller mistake my seller made and how we blah, blah, that you could produce. You could share that off 3 times within a year and you'd be fine. But they're seeing that that you're producing content all the time. They think, oh my God, James is on Facebook all the time, pushing content all the time. Great content, even though they have no clue that you're kind of reusing some of that stuff. So yeah. Looking through questions here. Kendra, does engage equal like post? Do you have to comment? Yeah, engage just means like or comment. Yep. So you like or comment, that's engaged. Scrolling by is not engaging. So, and that's the other thing too that I've talked about before in my digital marketing class is the engagement. Everybody's like, well, what's engaging content? Really stop and think about the stuff as you're scrolling through your phone. Stop and think about the stuff that you actually stop your phone on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok or whatever. What are the things that make you stop and actually watch it or read it and do more of that stuff on your Facebook page or on your Twitter page or whatever? So, yeah, Will. So your content is engagement centered versus yeah. I mean, you want to have more engagement content. That's the whole purpose of it, but it is content still. I mean, there's a way you have to put your engagement to make it content. So you're asking questions, you're doing interesting interviews from Tony's Pizzeria because everybody in town loves Tony's Pizzeria. So that's content, but it's going to get engagement because everybody loves Tony's Pizzeria because you have 4.8 stars and 500 reviews and 50,000 likes on his page. So if he shares it to your interview to his page, you're going to get engagement on your page. Yep. If you share a meme from, a local meme on your page that not necessarily isn't quote content, it's content because it's a meme, that's going to get engagement. So it's all content, it's all engagement. It's just stuff out there. So James says his ego is hurting right now. I love it. It's between us. If you share content that is beneficial, even if it's not real estate, Dina, like, what do you probably like local like charity events and things like that? What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, if there's good tips on I don't know, saving money on groceries or gas or I don't know, something like that.
You can do something. Yeah, you can do something like that. It's not necessarily as engaging, but that's still good. It's not real estate. Yeah. The other thing I would do better than that though is instead of like giving gardening tips, instead of giving like one of those stupid keeping current matters current like memes, whatever, about like 10 gardening tips, I would go interview my local gardener on a quick video interview and say, hey, what's 3 tips you have for people planting plants this spring? Boom. Mm-hmm. Put that video up because that's gonna get a heck of a lot more that's gonna get a heck of a lot more engagement, especially locally, than some crap that 19 other agents are posting in your market because they all pay $30 a month.
Okay, thank you so much.
Not that I didn't tell you authentically, but yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is I don't beat around the bush. I don't tell people make my feelings unknown. I'm sorry. What about views? Is the number of views important or likes? No. James, if you got 1 million views, be honest with me, if you got 1 million views on a video, would you be happy?
Yes.
You would.
1 million views on a video?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be very happy.
Okay, if you got 500 views on a video and 2 closings, would you be happy?
Yes, I would be happy.
Which one would you prefer?
You'd probably be happier with the 500 views and 2 sales.
Can I have both?
No. You're greedy. You're greedy.
All right, I got it.
Yeah. It doesn't really. No, it's honestly about conversions. I mean, numbers are cool. I mean, there's a lot of really really famous, popular YouTubers on YouTube that are broke as a joke. So at the end of the day, money pays bills. Yeah, I mean, when they come to shut off your electricity or foreclose on your house, you can't say, but Mr. Foreclosure guy, I had this video with 500,000 views. You sure you won't take my house away from me? I can do another video. Yeah. Broke his joke. It's been a while since I heard that. It's good that you haven't heard it, Jerome. Let's see here. Man, you guys are fired up. This is a great class today. So, where are we going? I lost this. I hate this stuff. So Dina asked, what about doing surveys? Surveys surveys, actually quizzes are better than surveys, but both of those are really good because they engage. So surveys and quizzes are very good. You're going to get good engagement out of those as well. You can do something like that. Will says, do you use a capture page? Would it include asking for email or phone, or just survey like one question? No, I'm always looking for your email. An email at minimum. Just remember, the more information you ask, the less likely you are to get their information from them. Okay? So, Will, I'll tell you, if I ask you for your email, you're probably going to give me your email. If I ask you from your email and name, you're probably going to give me your email and maybe at least your first name. If I ask you for your email, name, and phone number, you may not give it to me. And you sure as heck probably won't give it to me if I start asking for your mailing address. So the more you ask for, the less percentage of your conversion rate is going to go way down. It all just depends. But obviously you can't do a CMA, which is an email address, like that type of stuff. So I would always use a capture page, and I would at minimum ask for an email. That phone they might be a little scared off of just because of they've never met you before. Now they think you're going to be like every other real estate agent. You're going to cold call them and start blowing up their phone 100 times a day. So Nate says James is a happy guy. He is. He likes his tea. Tea makes him happy. James says, tell us how you really feel. Absolutely. Let's see. Yep.
I like
Capture
dad
page.
jokes.
What's that, Sam?
I said I like the dad jokes. I think that's great.
Yeah, it works for Jerome. Jerome's not quite yet the white New Balances, but he's getting there. He's getting there with like 12 kids. He's getting there. So, but his dad jokes are, I want to punch him most days, but it gets great engagement.
I taunt my kids with dad jokes.
So if you've been part of my class, you know something about me is I'm not smart. I just like to duplicate and copy off other people. So I go to Twitter and there's a dad jokes feed that I follow, and I just copy and paste. So KISS, keep it super simple. I just copy and paste those jokes.
Dude, I do the same exact thing. You actually think I'm smart enough to come up with all these memes and come up with all these memes that get engagement and all kinds of junk like that? I mean, I got one yesterday. I have one yesterday that went pretty well. And you think I come up with these things? No. Yesterday's post was, would someone explain to me, please, y'all really putting a whole ass salad and spaghetti sauce in your vodka? Like just stuff like that I'll randomly put out, and like that will get good engagement. And it's so funny. The stuff that gets really good engagement on my business stuff does not get good engagement on my personal stuff. My personal stuff gets good engagement, doesn't get good engagement on my business stuff. It is the strangest thing ever. So I like doing the whole throwing mud against the side of the wall and seeing what sticks. So it's what I love doing. Where was my other one? I don't remember. I've had a couple good ones lately. Oh, here's a meme I posted the other day. I'd make a swear jar, but I don't have that kind of income to keep up with my mouth. I just do stupid stuff like that. Stupid stuff gets most engagement, unfortunately.
I got a good one for you.
What's that?
I'd go do stand-up comedy, but they told me to sit down.
See, that's a Jerome. See, I wouldn't post that one. I won't post that one, but Jerome would totally post that one.
I would post it, but my humor is not like that. So
no, actually, it's not. His isn't that funny. It's actually worse.
Exactly. No. Hey.
Here's another one I posted. I don't always whoop, but when I do, there it is.
Oh my God, that is terrible.
Terrible, but terrible. That's what we say. So
mine are not that bad. At least I go pick out the good ones.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing. It's the internet. The internet is such a big place nowadays.
Right.
It doesn't take a whole lot of creativity to come up with
exactly.
Content.
And the point is the engagement. People are like, "Oh my God, did you really think of that?" It's like,
nope. I just ripped it off.
I asked for Alexa for bad dad jokes.
Nice. Nice. Well, I got a wow from Jared, so that was fantastic. So apparently my joke telling is going very well. Will, gotta go. Sign off. Thanks for everything. See you later, Will. Thanks for coming. James asks, so we won't be wasting our time posting all these funny posts, right? You might. At times you might be wasting time, but the reality is again, if you do this stuff and you engage and you get 3 to 5 sales a year, if you get 30, 40, 50, $100,000 worth of commission, I don't think you're gonna be crying over it because, oh man, I really had to post memes. I mean, if you don't like that strategy, you could always go back to cold calling and door knocking if that's more your forte. I personally would rather post memes and laugh my butt off all day. But if you would rather go cold calling and door knocking, it's up to you. But I know most agents would rather post a few things and just laugh at funny memes all day and get engaging content. So absolutely. I will never forget it. It's burned in my mind forever. Like I saw a guy posting a couple years ago in the Facebook group. Actually, now an EXP. The guy's an EXP agent. Not that guy, but his coach is an EXP agent now. But he's like, "Yes, I finally got my first appointment." And everybody's like, "Well, congratulations! What are you doing?" Well, I was doing cold calling. It only took me 4,400 cold calls, and I got my first appointment 3.5 months later. I'm like, that sounds absolutely miserable. Like miserable. You know what I could have been doing for 3 or 4 months while I got my first appointment off of a cold call? Oh man, I could be posting so many memes and inviting so many people to beer and pizza parties, and I could be doing so much more fun stuff. Absolutely. So awesome. Anybody else have any other questions? That's right. I'll go for beer and pizza any day of the week.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
How about a survey on what kind of beer people like?
Yeah, so that would be okay. For you, Sam, what I would more like you see you do is do more like, what's your favorite local brewery, and then list all, like, say the 10 breweries or whatever. Or what, I might do like multiple categories. Like, what's your favorite brewery? Okay. What's your favorite winery? And just do like that, and then maybe and then that way you could have, by the time you go through like 4 or 5 of those questions, you could have 4 or 5 different articles, like top 5 breweries in Southern California or whatever. And then that would be like a blog post or something like that. You could do something like that. I would make it more specific to your area because it's also gonna get more traffic that way.
Yeah, we have a lot of like microbrews and stuff like that around here.
Oh, sorry about the laugh. I just read James thing. Everyone's invited to my beer, pizza, and tea party. Just BYOB and pizza. Yeah, no, exactly. The microbrews are hot. The microbrews, the distilleries, and the wineries right now are all 3 hot. Very, very hot. So.
And it's fun to go and try them all.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing you do is, I mean, so a couple buddies of mine, like, they love tacos. So what they did is they started doing taco reviews, and once a week they featured one different taco place where they went and they literally ate their minds out of tacos and videoed it and did taco reviews all around the city. And it was like, it got incredible engagement. It hardly cost them anything, and they got so much business because of it. Yeah, so that type of stuff does wonders. So yeah, you might want to see what the top 5, top 10 breweries are, and then break them down. Hey, I'm going to visit one brewery a week for the next 10 weeks, and I'm going to do one winery a week for the next 10 weeks. I'm going to do one distillery a week for the next 10 weeks. You got 30 weeks of content right there, at least. So yeah, great idea. When you're posting, are you doing it from your business page or personal page, or it doesn't matter? Personal is personal, business is business, but you can cross share it. That's all I will say. I know other strategies, but I don't really advise them sometimes because Facebook gets a little crazy where if they think you're using your personal page to push your business, they might shut you down or throw you in Facebook jail or whatever, and that type of stuff. So sometimes the easiest way is to, if you do the Tony's Pizzeria interview, put it on your business page and share it to your personal page or something like that. So that works as well. So. James wants to know, he wants to follow each other on social media and regurgitate each other's streams and then need serious dad jokes. Yeah, just follow. All we need to follow is Jerome. That's it. Yeah, so guys, so if there's any more questions, all these serious dad jokes need to apply. Yeah. So hey, if you guys want more of this kind of content or more of this type of stuff, I don't usually do it this formal like teaching, but we have the same similar conversations each and every week on Wednesdays in the conference hall 1 at 11 a.m. Central Time and 9 a.m. Pacific Time, noon Eastern Time in the Digital Marketing Mastermind. Go ahead and hit me up over there. Or if you can't make it on Wednesdays and you have a question, hit me up on Workplace. That's fine too. You guys, it's been awesome. James, you crack me up. Of course, you have a T username on Facebook, so I'm not surprised. I am not surprised one bit. So I appreciate you guys all so much. I appreciate you, Jerome, for inviting me. Man, it's been a blast here. I'm gonna be, like I said, I'll get this more formalized and put it out for you guys in the training, and then I'll send it out to you guys. And like I said, you guys are great, and I hope to come back in a few months from now. And I don't know what I'll be teaching on, but whatever Jerome tells me I'm going to be teaching on, so that's all that matters. So, but I appreciate you all for sticking around for 90 minutes, as we did actually 100 minutes today as we did this. There's still over half of you here, so I appreciate you. Yeah, I hope you got something out of it. Anybody get anything out of it? Anybody got a content plan ready to rock and roll for next month? This is actually, Jerome, this is actually the perfect time to do it, because now they have 11 days to finish up the content plan and implement it and be done with it. So, well, very cool, guys. Very, very cool. So, we gotta wrap this class up so Jerome can get back to door knocking and dad jokes. And appreciate you all. And we'll see you back in EXP world and around. So,
thanks, Aaron. Really appreciate you.
So,
thank you so much.
Awesome.
Anytime, brother.
Aaron. That was awesome.
Gotta roll. It's tea time now.
Next time, try to introduce some more dad jokes to the conversation, please, so that
Come back next Thursday, and I guarantee Jerome will have more for you. So
we need to have some examples, some good dad joke examples.
just follow Jerome. You'll have plenty. You'll have way too many.
Awesome. All right. See you guys.
See you guys. Have a great week.